Look at that right there. Look at that right there. Looks red carpet fresh. Clase Azul REPOSADO, the 20-year anniversary, is in the building. Open this bad boy up. Look at that right there. Got some nice little manual. Talks about different bottles that they have with inside their Clase Azul collection, the history of it, the Blanco, the Reposados. Here's a pamphlet of actually a lot of different expressions. And some of them you will see in stores. And a lot of these you will not. Some of these are special anniversary bottles you're only going to get in certain stores at certain times. So just a quick pick of that right there. But beyond that, we actually have the main event, which is the bottle. Look at this right here. Look at that right there. Wow. See, this bottle is a little bit different from the normal Clase Azul. Has the gold top to the silver top. Has this right here, 20th anniversary, 1997 to 2017, 20 years. Yes, sir. Sitting at the same 40% ABV. We're going to dive right into this. Look at that right there. Nice little bottle. Clase Azul, 20-year anniversary. Let's go.
What's up, baby? We here again. Drams on deck. You see it. It really doesn't need much introduction, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. We got the Clase Azul REPOSADO 20-year anniversary is in the building. You see it. 40% ABV, as always. Right here, just comes in a box. It's not a little quick 360. Just a little old cardboard box. It's not wooden, like no hardwood or anything. It just has an open inscription. That's what the bottle sits in here, inscription. The back, it just speaks briefly about the history. So, just a quick little shout out. This is 100% blue agave, ultra premium tequila. Yes, sir. You take a quick look at the color. Now, this is like maybe like a slightly darker apple juice. You know, a little light right here. Just so you know, this is REPOSADO. So this is actually 8 months to my understanding. This is 8 months old. This aged 4 months in bourbon oak, and another 4 months in sherry oak. So as bourbon and sherry influenced, 8 months old REPOSADO. And I didn't know this, but these little metal tops are actually like little calling bells if you want. So if you want, you tap it. See that? Hello, I need service, please. Hello, anybody there? Like that's what, I didn't know that. Someone told me about that. That's what it does. It could be annoying if you have a spouse or a friend, someone coming over constantly calling you, hello, I need my medicine, you know, just saying. But yeah, so I love these bottles. They're well known, just like a 1942 is well known for their bottle. I believe the Clase Azul as well. And this one, I actually have the regular REPOSADO. So you look at this bottle, you look at that bottle. They're pretty, you know, this height, the color, the paint is very similar. The main difference you see is the tops. Obviously the gold, the silver, and you have the leaf in the center here. You have the little 20-year anniversary medallion in the center. Other than that, they're pretty much, you know, kind of similar. I will say the leaves in the front are definitely bigger. These are more smaller leaf florets in the little on the front. So that's the major difference. But they're pretty close, as you can see. So side by side, from a distance, if you don't see the tops from a distance, they look damn near identical. You know, if you see a Clase Azul bottle, you know it from the porcelain-shaped top anyway, so you're not going to notice much how this is much bigger than that. But yeah, so just mentioned this, the colors here and the florets are definitely fatter here than there. But that's really the only difference. So anyway, if you don't know already, Clase Azul, that girl was my very first love in tequila. I've had other tequilas I liked before, but the Clase Azul REPOSADO was the very first one that I just truly adored. When I tried it, I was like, wow, there's levels to this. And that really got me going. So that was probably like 4 years ago. I mean, obviously, like I said, I've drunk, you know, tequilas before then, but that was the first one that really got me going. Same way with Scotch. I mean, I drunk several Scotches before, but when I had the Mac 12 That was the sherry. That was the first one. Damn, that really kind of got me going. So anyway, we have this one. I actually got this bottle. I live in San Diego area, North San Diego. So I got this at a store called Old Town Tequila. Now, if you've never been to San Diego before, you're not from this area, you're not going to know what the hell that is. But people who are avid tequila drinkers who live in this area, I've at least heard of that. It's Old Town is actually an area near downtown San Diego. They have a lot of old Spanish influence type of areas, kind of like a lot of Latino and Mexican restaurants they have down there in a little area, and shopping, different boutiques and stuff like that. So anyway, Old Town is the tequila is a market. So downstairs is the actual store where it's pretty much a liquor store. They specialize in different kinds of tequilas. They have everything. It's not just tequila there. They have bourbon, scotches, and stuff like that too. But their selection of tequila is probably some of the best you're probably going to find, I would say, in the country as far as strictly tequila. They have tequila there that you probably won't find anywhere, certain ones, anywhere else, maybe in the country, except for maybe, I would say, certain parts of Texas or maybe even South Florida, because of the Latin influence. Be it as it may, they have a large selection of different tequilas. And so I got that there. I got this bottle over a year ago. I probably had this roughly around close to 15 months or so, somewhere around there. I paid $200 for it, so it wasn't cheap. It's still 40%, and it's Reposado. So as far as this particular bottle differs from the original one, is that it's aged in bourbon and actual sherry oak. That's the difference. So for those 8 months of his life, it's been aged in those particular barrels versus just normal. That's the major difference. Obviously, and it comes in a different bottle or in a box. But so I paid about $200 for it, about 15 months. Clase Azul Reposado 20-year anniversary is in the building. So Clase Azul, it's been around, for 20 plus years now. So it's, it hasn't been around as long as some other tequilas that you may know, Jose Cuervo or even Don Julio, to name a few. But it definitely made its mark. It has a signature bottle, a signature taste, in my opinion, if you drink it a lot. It has a signature sweeter taste to me, and I really love it. I really do. So this one right here is what we're going to dive in today. So the one thing I would say about some tequila, I just wish they came in higher proof. Because sometimes, don't get me wrong, I've seen some tequilas that do come in higher proofs, but they're not super common. I've seen a few of them that even hit 50, but like I said, it's not quite common. But I wish it was a little bit more common. So anyway, we're gonna nose this bad boy and see what we got. Wow! Right off the bat, ooh, that sweetness. Man, smell like honey, vanilla, honeysuckle, nectar. It just that sweetness all up in the nose. Probably from the sherry and the bourbon influences. I don't necessarily pick up straight sherry like you would if you had an aged Scotch, Glendronach, Glenfarclas, and Macallan, like the one of those what you call a sherry bomb. It doesn't smell like a sherry bomb. Keep in mind, I've only been aged 4 months in sherry, but it smells like vanilla, honey, like that, just honey goodness to it. It smells very pleasant. There's no burn whatsoever to it. Just straight honey, spices, vanilla. Very, very pleasant. And again, I'll show you the color here. Very nice. Let's not hold it anymore. Let's go right into this palate. Let's go. It goes down so smooth. Especially when you're used to drinking higher proof whiskeys. You get on the 40% sweet tequila or even cognac. It goes down so smooth. So easy. No burn, no bite whatsoever. And like I said, it went down good. I always let the first sip go down, sensitize my palate. Second sip is when I'm really going to saturate the palate and really dive more into the notes. That being said, let's get it. And this one right here, I'll be honest with you, it definitely tastes a little bit more seasoned in somewhat sense than regular. The difference is they both have a similar sweetness to it. So the sweetness is going to be in both of them. When I say both, I'm referring to the regular Reposado Clase Azul, which I showed you, and this one. But this one has a little bit more, I would say, spice to it than the original because of that the oak influence from the sherry and the bourbon oak cask has slightly more. I don't really like. If you didn't tell me, I don't detect any on my palate sherry whatsoever. I detect more, if anything, maybe more vanilla, and a lot of times, you know, bourbon cask carry a vanilla, so it has a little bit more of the vanilla in there, and it definitely has a little bit hit of a more other sweetness. I would say, like I said, the nectar, the spice. I like it. It's very, very good. Like I said, doesn't have any kick to it. Doesn't have any burn, no bite. The sweetness with just a slightly more oak, very slightly sweet, like maybe sweet oak, and that sweetness in it. The vanilla is more turned up on here. I like it. I really do. I enjoy it. Like I said, but you got to keep in mind, it's pretty much twice the price of the original Reposado. So, and it's a collector's piece in some respect because you're not going to find it everywhere. You really not. I only seen it at a couple spots, and it's going to run you around $200. So, keep that in mind. One last sip, then we're going to get you scoring. Very nice. Very nice. Now, for the score. 1 to 10, 10 being the best for me. Now, keep in mind, I'm only talking about taste alone. I'm going to score this on a tequila scale against only contemporary tequilas. And we're only talking about taste at this point in time. So taste alone, for me, 1 to 10. This is, to me, I give it a solid 8.5. The reason why I say 8.5 is because the taste is good. You know, the finish to me is kind of like slightly less than medium. But keep in mind, it's 40%. So if we're honest with ourselves, we're drinking tequila neat. Most of us who drink normal 40% alcohol, I say proof. When I say 40%, I'm really referring to the percentage, not the proof. Proof is 80. But anyway. If you're someone who drinks a lot of different spirits, higher proofs in particular, if you drink this, well, any 40% whiskey, it ain't gonna be tequila. But you know, usually at least in my palate, it doesn't linger quite as long as something that has 55 or 60%. So answer your question. So to be honest with you, so the finish is kind of less than medium, but the flavor is good. To me, if this was 50%, I think it would benefit even more. Because it'll linger more, the flavors will be more turned up. So it's still, but like I said, I'm judging it on a tequila scale, which is normal for tequila. So I give it a solid 8.5. I like it, I really do. I think it's right up there, taste wise, with the 1942, and even with his brother, the original Reposado. Now, it's 8.5 on the taste. And I'm gonna reiterate one last time, the taste profile. Is very, you know, it's kind of, it has a so sweetness. You know, Clase Azul has a sweetness to it, and I believe the sweetness is obviously enhancements. I don't know if they add nectar or something to it or agave sweetener, but this sweetness that comes in the Clase Azul does not come from just natural barrel aging. I mean, some of it is, but they add something else to it to make it sweeter. Obviously, I still like that though. So. The sweetness, like I said, the sweetness is I pick up a lot of sugar, honey, vanilla, a lot of vanilla, and it tastes very good. You know what I'm saying? So you have that classic Azul, the classic Clase Azul sweetness on here. Like I said, 8.5, no burn, no bite. So just on taste alone, I give it 8.5. But if we're going to factor in price and availability only for this particular expression, I'm going to have to knock it down 1 full point to a 7.5. And the reason being is because you're not going to be able to find this everywhere. It's a limited amount. I think the back of the box says there was only 7,300 bottles made, period. So I'm imagining that's worldwide, 7,300 bottles. So that's not, if you're talking about worldwide or just in total, that's not a lot, you know. So out of 7,300 bottles worldwide, I have one of them. So obviously, everyone's not gonna be able to find this. And number two is $200. So because whatever's limited tends to be more expensive, whether it's valid or not. It may be trash. Something may be trash, but it's limited, it's packaged and marked as well. It's going to be valuable to some people. This is not trash by no means. This is very good, but I think that it's overpriced because listen. Even if I haven't had this side by side with this one, but I can tell you it's very close. You know, one day I may want that sweet oak taste. And I might just want the natural Reposado taste that comes with a normal Clase Azul. Either way, you can go either way. It's neck and neck. I don't think one's better than the other, which is why I say it's because this costs twice as much as the original. That's why I drop a whole point, because you can't get it everywhere, and it's not twice as good. I'm not even saying it's better than the normal Clase Azul. It's pretty much neck and neck. Only difference is, like I said, you may have have the Clase Azul has the sweetness, and you may have a slightly more agave. This one, I don't really pick up very little agave at all, and you get more sweet oak and that vanilla. So they're pretty much neck and neck. But even if you did like this more than the original, which is I'm not saying I don't like it better, but it's not twice as good. So only reason why, to be honest with you, I would not recommend buying this, only because you can get the regular Clase Azul for half the price and it's just as good. It's slightly different. This is good. Just like they're both good, but it's not better at the point where it's worth twice the price. The only way I would say, hey, maybe you should buy this if you are a reviewer or a collector. If you're someone who collects a lot of different tequilas or whatever the case may be, you want to just add this to your, let's suppose you're a Clase Azul collector and this is part of the collection, then if you got the money, by all means, handle your business. But if you're not someone who cares about collecting and you're not a reviewer, then I would just save your $100 and just get the regular Clase Azul. Don't even stretch yourself thin like that. Don't do that. So it's good, but would I buy this again? Hell no. It's not because the taste ain't good. It's just because the price. And this was like maybe normal Clase Azul. Nowadays, like 4 years ago when I first started drinking the normal Clase Azul, I think it was around $80. Now it runs you by $100. So it would, at least around here. So it ballooned up another $20. So it's going to run you to the regular Clase Azul, which is this one. Nowadays it's going to run you around roughly $100. This is $200. So it's twice the price. So because I like them equally, that's why I wouldn't buy this again, because I'll be happy with that. It's just as good. I ain't got $100 down. I ain't got to spend $100 more. For that $100, I could buy two of those, or I could buy something else that I want. So, like I said, so unless you're a collector or reviewer, I wouldn't recommend buying this. I would recommend trying it if you got a friend or family member who has it. I would always try it, but to me, no, it's not worth the price. That's why I knock it down overall to a 7.5. So that's price availability. Factor that. So very good. Clase Azul 20-year. I think this is a very good product, but I think it's just overpriced. Very good though, nevertheless. So I'm glad I got it. I don't regret it. But would I buy it again? Even if they had another bottle, I would not do that. Me personally, no sir, I wouldn't do it. But 8.5 nevertheless, solid dram. Drams on deck. If you like that, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because those won't cost you a cent. They're free. So if you feel like I earned it, that is. Hope you got something out of it. So if you was at the store and you saw the Clase Azul, this on the shelf, and you didn't know, damn, what does it taste like? Hopefully you got something out of this review. And always be sure that if you have any questions or concerns, always hit me in my description box, in my comment box. I will always respond back to you. I appreciate y'all time, appreciate y'all support, appreciate y'all love, I appreciate even the critiques. I like all that, man. Y'all say, James, why are you drinking out of these different glasses? I'll be honest with you, I'm not like a sticker when it comes to glasses. I just drink whatever is available sometimes. Sometimes I switch it up, sometimes it don't. Just depends, man. But I appreciate everything. The fact that you pay attention, you notice, and I greatly appreciate that, y'all. So also in the description box, there's a link for my Instagram. So there's some bottles on there that I have not reviewed yet. So if you would check it out, or know what else I got cooking and up and coming, you can, if you got free time, check it out as well. So till then, signing off. Appreciate y'all. Drams on deck. Yes, sir.